Hey guys, how's it going? It's Riley. Today what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace this hair system with one that I have right here. I'm currently dyeing it to match a little bit darker for my beard and the sides of my head. This is the color number 22, so it's a lighter blonde. Obviously, being blonde myself, it sometimes matches, sometimes doesn't, so I just tend to dye it to make it a little bit darker. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this system and I'm going to show you exactly how I do it, and then I'm going to shave the top of my head again, kind of get it ready to go, rinse this out, and then I'll install it. I may not show an installation, but I will show you, the process of me doing it, and then I'll show you the after once I'm done. So let's get started. Okay, so a couple of things that I use in order to remove the hair system itself is C22. This is super great in order to remove it, because if you do it such as what I do is I usually tape and glue. I usually tape the perimeter around my scalp and then I glue the hairline. I'm going to try something a little bit different today. I'm going to see if I can put the tape on and then put some glue on the tape and see if that makes it hold a little bit better. But basically what I do is I'm just going to carefully start lifting a little bit, but I'm going to spray the hairline itself. This stuff really works. It does remove pretty quickly. Just take your time with it, because you don't want to rip out, pre-existing hair if you still have hair there, or you don't want to ruin the hair system itself. I do work out. When you're installing a new hair piece, you need to at least give yourself 24 hours before you can sweat and go to the gym and do all that stuff. But as you can see, can you guys see that? So I'm bald here, unfortunately, but I'm gonna keep going with this. I'm gonna keep doing the C22 and removing it. I'm not gonna keep it a long process. I'm not gonna record it just because I'm just gonna remove it, and then I'm gonna shave the top of my head, and then we'll continue. Okay, so now that I've shaved the top of my head, this is the hairpiece. I dyed it a little bit darker than I wanted, but it does what I need because I just already trimmed up the sides of the back. I'll probably go a little bit shorter, but this might work for the hairstyle that I'm going for. If anything, I'll just dye the sides and stuff like that. But what I just did is I just did some rubbing alcohol with a cotton ball on my head, because I just shaved the top of my head. So now I'm going to use some scalp protector, just because it does help with not the application, but the hairpiece to stay a little bit better. I do live in the state of Florida, so it does get extremely hot here. So this definitely helps let the tape and all that glue stay, better on my head. So I'm just gonna do a little bit of that. Try not to get it in your eyes because this does sting. But you're gonna take that, let it dry for a little bit. So this is the tape. This I'm going to use because this has a maximum hold of 4+ weeks. So it just depends on the climate and how well you maintain your hair system and all that stuff, and making sure that this is all good to go. This is the back of the piece, and then you have the main piece right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some tape and I'm going to do it around the entire perimeter of the hairpiece. And then what I'm going to do is, sometimes, me personally, I can kind of see down here, you may not be able to see it, but kind of where the hair starts, where it's stitched in. What I'm going to do is I'm going to leave a little bit of that, kind of this perimeter right down here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it, and then once it's on my head, I will flip this front piece up, and then I will put some glue on here. You don't want to put glue directly on the lace itself, because since it is lace, I mean, you could use I have Ghost Bond or I have the Ultra Hold, but you want to make sure that it's not going on lace itself, because lace, sometimes if you're using Ghost Bond does go on white, but it does dry clear. You just have to maintain it, or not maintain it, but you have to let it air dry, or you can use a hair dryer and let it dry out to make it translucent. but you don't want to put it on there because if you put it on the lace itself, it could seep through, and then then you're gonna have glue in your hair and you don't want that. So you just want to do it on the base of the perimeter of your forehead, or like where your hairline is, and then the tape. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to do exactly that. I'm gonna tape it, but what I'm gonna do is I'm also gonna put glue on it. Mind you, as soon as I put it on my head, it's pretty permanent. Other than that, that's about it. And I think I messed up back of my hair, but that's perfectly fine. When it comes to hair systems, it's definitely a big thing. It's definitely a big change. I just turned 31, so I was losing my hair when I was 10 years ago, so I was 21. It's from genetics from my dad, and I believe that I had some early signs of alopecia. If you saw my consultation video, that the hair was pretty bad, and I just didn't know how to handle it. But now that I have hair systems, it's definitely a big change. But I'm gonna put the tape on, and then I'll start installing it. So
I've been going with this sort of like curtain hairstyle. I'm not too sure what it's called, like if there's an actual name for it, but I've been doing this just because I kind of like the look. I think the next one that I'll do might be a little bit shorter. I'm not too sure. This one is 120% hair. It's a thick hairpiece, and I do enjoy it because it makes me feel a little bit better. Like there's more hair on the top of my head than going with maybe one that's not as super thick. Maybe if you like that look, you like the thinner hair, like definitely 100% agree, like go for that. Once the hairpiece is on and it's all ready to go, you want to get either, like my girlfriend got me this, it's just like a headband, but it puts tight around the hairline itself because you want it to be tight enough. You can use like a tie, a bandana, anything that you have just to wrap the perimeter of it. So because it takes about 15 minutes for the glue to activate, basically like adhere to your hairpiece and your head. Some leave-in conditioner, it does just make the hair feel a lot softer and more malleable. And then, depending on styling wise, I usually just get a normal like putty. I gotta get more of that, but that's basically what I do. Definitely recommend hair pieces. It is quite amazing, to be completely honest. Like after watching videos and trying to learn how to put on a hairpiece, it's super great. It has built my confidence up like you have no idea. People can't tell. You really can't tell that it's a hair system because it just looks like my natural hair. If there are any questions or anything like that, of course you guys can go to superhairpieces.com. They have a support. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day and stay tuned for some more videos. All right, bye guys.